Last but by no means least, we're going to be looking at emotional and spiritual well-being. Now, it's really hard to really define what emotional health and what spiritual health is. Scientists have tried more and more and more, even up to recent days, they can get far more stuck into the human psychology and the human brain, but they still don't really know what these things are and how to improve them and why we get down and all this kind of stuff. But for my journey, it's really been simplified again by some of these bloggers and authors that I mentioned in the last video, that emotional health is really about having more positive experiences than negative experiences. So when you're doing stuff that makes you feel sad or unhappy, as overly simplified as it sounds, you just try and avoid them more and more. And those things that make you feel really good and really happy, then try and maximize those. Now, I guess a kind of caveat and a disclaimer is that some things that maybe do feel really good, like I mentioned how I love to eat fast food, is going to have a longer term negative effect. So when I say positivity, I don't just mean instant gratification. It's also about considering the long term happiness and benefits as well. But in the end, it's about surrounding yourself with good people who you can rely on. It's about doing work and jobs that you're interested in, and essentially all of your experiences, which we'll be covering in module 3, just to be on the more net positive side of things. Now, with spirituality, I've never been religious. My sort of grandparents' age definitely were more religious. My parents, when they were kids, kind of went to church, but I think it's been a more ongoing trend and a generational thing that someone more of my age is not so much into the concept of God and organized religion. Now, of course, again, caveat, there are people at my age and younger that are very religious, but my personal experience has been that's not my journey and that's not my way. But then again, there is this whole kind of need to feel that there's a meaning in life, and I think for me that's what spirituality is. And so one of the things I mentioned in a post I wrote yesterday, blog post, was all around the need to kind of slow down from the rat race and the busyness and just be a bit more calmer and kind of take in the view and just be more present and mindful. And I've even been doing some YouTube, following some YouTube videos of mindfulness, and I've really found that to be helpful to kind of cut out the day-to-day stresses and worries and looking at past regrets and trying to always plan the future, and sometimes just to enjoy the moment. And I think really for me, that's what spirituality is. It's just about understanding that we're here for one life and to enjoy it and make the most of it, and not to let all the rat race and the stresses get you down. And in some ways, the knock-on effect can be lesser positive health, both physically, mentally and emotionally. So overall, I would say, looking back at the whole module, all of these 4 areas very much interact with each other, and they also interact with the modules that we're going to be covering. But in the end, health is about looking after your physical, mental, emotional and spiritual ways.